Hello, team and community members. My name is Dane Max, and this is an introduction into the National Community Law Project. It's only a brief introduction because, as you'll see with the other videos, you'll see exactly what we're doing and building. So I'll just bring the presentation up now. Thank you. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so as I said, my name is Dane Max, and I'm the Managing Director of the National Community Law Project CIC. And this is a brief introduction. The National Community Law Project is a not-for-profit social enterprise assisting low-income and marginalised and vulnerable people with legal support. The reason why this was established is in 2012, if you're not familiar, there was a legislation passed called the LASBO Act, which restricted legal aid specifically around certain civil cases that prevented people from being able to get access to legal aid. Now, there's no education in the UK in law, compulsory education, although it completely governs the way we live our life. And there's also there's not many resources that are around at the moment to help people navigate. So when people face legal issues, if they get it wrong, it can have really, really dire effects, and also the stress it brings as well, because people don't know how to navigate the legal system. So if you think about what's actually going on with the legal system at the moment, so we have justice systems and courts which are set up in order to enforce our civil rights, but also our civil responsibilities. And these courts are set up in order to make decisions. However, the people who are facing them now can no longer get legal aid in a variety of different cases, and they can't get the legal support unless they can pay for it. I'm a big advocate of legal expense insurance for everybody to have on their home policy, and businesses to make sure they've got comprehensive legal insurance as well when they're dealing with issues, because really that's the only route we've got moving forward. There are some other organisations as well that do crowdfunders for legal support if people need it, but that can be very tasked, and it really depends on if they pass the criteria in order to get that legal support, and other organisations as well. But unfortunately, it is really down to if you can pay for legal advice. So coupled with this, when you're thinking about, for instance, people with no legal education, because it's not compulsory in school, they don't know how to navigate the system. There is a legalese language; it's a completely different language. So when people are reading, legal jargon, so to speak, they think it means something when it means something else, and the consequences are dire, coupled with the lack of resources for people to get that support, and it's extremely difficult and very, very stressful dealing with legal issues as a person in litigant, that is somebody without or unable to get legal representation, because they've got to try and navigate everything from the civil procedure rules, which were set in place in order to ensure that the courts function in a certain way with a set of rules. And also the criminal procedure rules as well, another function. Although legally can usually be can be can be taken out for criminal cases, and but not always. So if you think about all that coupled, and then the fact that we have got millions and millions of people every year who are facing legal issues of some sort, and the amount of stress that it brings, because the consequences, if it goes wrong, are dire. People can end up losing their, inheritance if it's not dealt with properly. People can end up falling victim to losing their properties, or fall victim to other many other civil procedures. Family court seems to be a big issue at the moment. There's a lot of things going on there. And so you can imagine, and most people, or people in most families, or somebody in your family will face legal issues at some point, because that's the way it's gone. So it's a completely unfair system. It's unbalanced at the moment. I do believe it will get better because we're getting more and more advocates at the moment, really standing up and getting collective about it. But from where we stand at the moment, it's fair. It's extremely, extremely difficult. Um, so, um, so that is why we've established that is why we established the National Community Law Project. Originally in 2020, we piloted it. We incorporated in 2021, and we've had fantastic teams on board coming through the years, and they have been absolutely excellent in being able to help and serve the community to the best of their abilities. And these are law students and graduates. As we were building the organization, they've changed a lot of the legal rules. They've got something called the SQR, the Solicitors Qualifying Exam now. And for that, people need legal experience. So these brilliant volunteers and passionate people who've joined the organization over the years were gaining experience with us, working with the most vulnerable the most vulnerable people, most marginalised, and a lot of really marginalised people, and generally low income people who just couldn't afford legal support and families. And it's been really, really good, being able to help people with their jobs, being able to help people with their careers moving forward, and gaining that experience from the community level up really, really shapes the future of the experience of the many, many hundreds of law students and graduates who have come through this organisation, being able to shape their experience into to working with the most deprived in the community. They will carry that through for the rest of their lives, and that is what I'm passionate about. So when they go into their legal careers, they'll be able to spot kind of pro bono work they can do and other work they can do for people who really, really need that support, as well as link it with barristers and chambers and that kind of stuff as and when it's needed. So that's the National Community Law Project. As I said, I'll try and keep this brief, as you'll see how we work as we move along. Our vision is to establish community locations and engagement where people can get legal support. So we're following the same structure, and this is going to be, and what we're aiming to do is make sure that city by city, we're going to be utilising local hubs and community centres, where we can do like kind of drop-in centres where people can collaborate, and then we've also got a fully established remote team as well, that will also be able to work and support people with legal issues as well. So we got to get the full one where we get people in the community dealing with people one-to-one, and we've also aiming to make sure that we've got the established remote team as well, where there'll be easy access to where it can go online through via Zoom, Google Meet, or Teams, where as and where relevant. The fully remote team, I'm conditioning as our central office with passionate volunteers who dedicate their time in helping those in need. Everyone in the organisation are volunteers. They all volunteer their time. Although they gained experience and massive, huge skill sets for an organisation that truly represents the community, and is dedicated by the community, where they can take that in order at other points in their lives and careers, also building the heart of the community, being really able to support people who are really in need, which is fantastic. It's a beautiful thing to offer back. So my role, and this is myself and the other directors. Myself and the other directors' roles is to represent the company within the community during our work roles, setting the pace and ensuring that we are serving the community teams and the community as a whole with the best ethics of community support. This does not mean we are not individuals, and it does not mean we do not make mistakes or haven't made mistakes. We are all human, but what we will do for the benefit of our teams and community is lead by example, showing publicly what we are doing every step of the way. So we are going to be completely transparent with what we are doing for the public interest. However, we also have personal lives as well. We have attitudes and opinions others may disagree with. And unfortunately, you can always be a victim of that, of being yourself. These days, unfortunately, is the world we live in. But I am also a big advocate of free speech. So of which, but we will not be apologising for who we are and how we conduct our individual lives. It's really outside of the public interest. Yeah, basically, so we're making our separation from the outset that within our public duty we will do, and we will be completely transparent. But within our own individual lives and who we are, that's not up for discussion. It's not up for apology. So that's really how it is. Our teams. Our teams span across different departments and cities. So that is how our teams are currently being set up at the moment. We're starting in Cardiff and working outwards, but this will be really, really rapid growth because I have the ability and I have the skills, and so do the other teams, in order to make that happen. So you'll see a lot going on in if you want to be following us and seeing what we're doing. We also have fully remote teams, as I've explained, and dedicated teams throughout the UK in different cities who actually will work locally as well. Um, they're all directed by the training management teams as well, who also volunteer their time to gain huge applied experience, assisting our other volunteer departments in their function. Excuse me. And our specific legal teams are made up of law students and graduates who assist the community with their cases presented to them. So we are not regulated solicitors, so there's certain things we cannot help with, but we'll do our best to assist where we can. So leading by example. We are not a company that believes in director down management. I personally believe that that system is dying or dead. Although as directors we hold accountability and have to make decisions based on the non-for-profits at times and the teams and the community we serve. We believe that the way forward is each department and to work as teams to the whole organisation, making decisions collectively of how the organisation is led and how it functions for the benefits of the whole. So it's like the inner community supporting the outer community, but also driving the organisation and building the organisation. What that looks like is collective autonomy. With little interference from the directors. So we aim to not be involved in the direction of people's thoughts and the way they're navigating the company going ahead collectively. But there will be times when we will need to make decisions, of course. This, we believe, gives our team members the freedom to grow within their roles for the team's benefit and for the community benefit and for their future benefit, carrying a strong level of confidence and skill with the heart of the community taken forward into their futures. As directors, we lead by example by regularly engaging with our teams and demonstrating publicly how we are representing the company to allow transparency to our teams and the communities we serve. So keep watching our videos. If you're happy with what we're doing and you like us, keep watching our videos. And if you can support us, the links are going to be below in the descriptions or the relevant descriptions. The more support we can have, the more we can do. And we will keep transparent moving forward, so you'll fully see where your support is going. We will also be looking for collaboration and support from businesses who believe in us and who we can promote as being supporters of us, and a variety of different promotional things we can do. And we'll also be looking for other non-for-profit organisations we can work with, assist and support, and have a collaboration with. So, like if somebody comes to us and they can serve, we can refer them on. So that's it really for the brief introduction. I hope that gives you some insight into the National Community Law Project, and I really look forward to speaking with any of you again. And if anyone do want to contact us, you can contact us through inquiries at thenationalcommunityproject.com. So that's inquiries at thenationalcommunityproject.com if you want to get involved, or if you want to find out more, or if there's any way we can help you. Thank you. Thank you.